Hello, everyone. My YouTube just came on. So everybody here on Instagram, I'm doing kind of a multi-channel thing here. And I don't want you to miss a beat here. I have started with a small, tiny amount of money when I built my company, much like a lot of entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs, starting a business, essentially with a drive, a dream, an idea, and a, a knowing that this is what I really want to do. And my dream was freedom. I've always lived a life of freedom. And it wasn't comfortable when I was a kid because I didn't do the things that other kids did. I spent time out in the middle of the ocean in my rowboat, in my fishing boat, and they were doing what they do. They were all like, what are you doing? We do it together. Do it like everybody else, like being part of. And so being an outcast, right? Uh, like a pirate on my own boat, being left alone to my own devices, but to my dreams and my life of freedom. And it's about your life of freedom also, because we get bombarded, especially these days, like we don't know what to do. And it's troublesome. It makes us uncomfortable. It gives us anxiety. I've had all of this. Matter of fact, when I was living in Key West, I went to see a psych because I felt like out of place. I was doing recovery. I was into like 3 or 4 years. I didn't feel right. And I thought I needed somebody to talk to. But all it was somebody to talk to. And it helped. But I just one day realized that, well, I got to do this on my own. Self help book after self help book after self help book. I realized the message is all the same. It's up to me to be whatever it is I choose. I can't wait for somebody else to do this or to do that. It's always got to be me that takes the action. Me, regardless of what you see online about responsibility, the government wants to be responsible for all your actions. No, you are responsible for what you earn, what you do, how you do it. And so, being here in Thailand, uh, my wife, she came from a family up in the northeast of Thailand, and her family was a working family. They cared, but she said, "I'm not planting rice." They had animals, they had vegetables and fruit and rice, and they had a good business going. But she says, "I'm not planting rice. I'm going to go to school." And we met. She wanted more. Now there are people back in that village, and they say, "Well, I'm poor, and I didn't do any." Well, she was no different than they were, other than she took action that was deep inside her, that she truly wanted. She says, getting, I'm not planting rice. I'm not growing rice. I want better than that. And I want to earn money to help my family. Just like when I went out on a merchant ship. My father was a builder and my mother was an office manager, and they wouldn't buy a color TV when they came out. Like, they were smart and frugal. They came from the Depression area with their money. They held on to their money and used it wisely. Matter of fact, my mother made every piece of clothing she wore. She would not go to a store and buy a piece of clothing. So I am fortunate that I had such creative parents, but I bought them a color TV because I thought they should have it instead of a black and white. After I was working on merchant ships and I got my first paycheck, I said, let me treat them because they took care of me and helped me for so long. And I went for my dream out in the boat, always free, my life of freedom and discovery and adventure. Whatever it is, there were surprises I never knew. When I'm out walking on the rocks along the New England seacoast, the wave is going to crash over and I get soaking wet. Surprise. You might even slip and fall. But you get up, right? We get up and we get back at it, especially like when you're a kid. And when we get older, we're taught such stupid shit. I am so sorry, but I can retract, but we just taught, be careful. And when my daughter was born, there was no being careful or don't do this. There was be careful, but there was don't do this. I always said, go, dance, get out, discover, have fun. You'll make money no matter what you do, as long as you do what you love. That's it. Do what you love, and the money will follow. We don't actually hear that. I don't see it posted very much. Of course, I have left Facebook personally, and I'm on some other platforms. Want to let me say what I got to say. So here I am. So please click on this link below and subscribe. And you're on Instagram, please follow us. And in LinkedIn, please follow, engage, and let's hop on a journey of freedom. And in that freedom, there is finance, fitness, fun. Fun. Life should be fun. Stuart Wilde said life wasn't never meant to be a struggle, regardless of what some people say. Embrace the struggle. And no, don't make it a struggle. If you're struggling, you're doing something that you don't necessarily like in your heart. It doesn't vibe with you, because the difference between adventure and struggle, my team will love this. They're going to take a note here. The difference between adventure and struggle is one does not resonate and does not serve you at the deepest level. I would call that struggle, because you're doing something that your heart and your soul does not vibe with to get something like money. Okay? And when you got the money and you got the house and all that other stuff, at the end of the day, it's stuff. It's nice stuff in some cases, but it's still stuff. I've driven over 200 different cars all around the world because I rented a lot. I rented a lot of cars, and I've owned several different cars. And when you're in a car's a car. I mean, a little Ford Focus is one of the funnest cars I've ever driven, a little sports car. And in England, I had a Mondeo Ford, a little Sneak built by Jaguar. What a fun car. Okay, so a car's a car, and there's a lot of different types, but while it's got to be fun continuously, not only for a short period of time, then you're like, well, this isn't fun anymore. No. Life's adventure should be continuous from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed. You should enjoy. I don't want to should you. It's up to you to choose whether you want to enjoy the day or not. You want to make it a struggle, or you want to make it an adventure that builds the curiosity and the creativity in your day. And that's how Peter Stone Jewelry was built. And we've got a new program coming out, which is the Total Life Freedom. I'm going to teach you how, in your own way, to get, especially today, People want to lock you into your house and they know where you're at. It's better to hop in a motorhome and go to where you feel the best vibration. From what I can see, there are some places that I would definitely not want to be because people are trying to control me, control my life. And where I want to be is where I want to be. And the current situation has put a few dampers, but it doesn't stop us who want the adventure. We figure it out. We always have, we always will. So, getting a total life of freedom, some of you may see behind me, there is a poster on the wall. And on the Instagram, when I first started, I was reading. You might say, oh, look, there's money on the wall. Peter's just like wants the money, money. No, there's a mindset. I was at an international New Age trade show in maybe, I don't know, it's maybe 1998. And I bought that poster. And I bought maybe 12 of them. And I put them all around the world in my offices in the United States, my home in the US, my home in here in Thailand, my libraries, and this is my office here in Thailand. So this says it's about prosperity. Prosperity is for all of us. It's not just me. It's not just you. And it's a mindset that makes the money and makes our lives more comfortable, more manageable, more like, well, okay, the bill comes, I pay it, and let's get on. Don't put any of that stuff off. Pay it and keep the cash moving. So there's a little statements on the bottom. I don't know if you can see it, but down on the bottom, there's a bunch of writing. There's some lines. Let me read it to you because it's a mindset that I really like. Because when we're working and making money and we're building business and we're making jewelry, it's all about us together making the world a better place. I prosper, you prosper, and everyone prospers. There seems to be a mindset today like this is some new discovery that people are out there like they woke up. And I'm like, really? I've been living this stuff since I was a kid because my parents taught me. And I learned that, and I connected that people matter. And all people matter, never mind the segregation. Like, please, just we all matter. So when it comes to prosperity, we gotta act, we gotta work. I mean, I'm not here to pay for somebody else's free ticket. Get on board and go out and do whatever you gotta do. You need money, get to work. That's that. On my back, I should be feeding you? No, it's not the way it is. It's not the way it is. We all have opportunity. And I know there's some toughness in the world and it sucks, but it's life. Actually, I traveled to over 101 countries. I have seen a lot firsthand from Calcutta, India, West Africa. I went all around Africa on a merchant ship. I was in Cape Town, South Africa when the buses were still segregated back in the early 70s. I mean, I have experienced and seen a lot at a dentist in Lima, Callao, Peru, the port of Lima, and they pulled a tooth out and they had no running water. And I was like 18 years old. I'm like, this huge shot of penicillin, like it was like Elmer's glue. It was like a tube that big. And I mean, I'm just saying that the world, I understand the world's situation firsthand, not from the news, not from somebody's video, not from somebody else's perspective, my own. And I'm encouraging you to live into your life of freedom and find out firsthand, you find out what the world is about. Get out and just rip apart the barriers of fear that people put on us. Number one, we got to get fearless. And I don't like to even use that word. What I like to use is bold. We have to be bold, and we have to have faith in whatever it is that you have faith in. Higher power, God, the universe, the energy that is all around us, and use it properly. Don't abuse it. Use it for the good of the world. Now, this poster about money, everybody's got to have it, right? That's why there's poverty, right? People don't have enough, and they haven't been taught enough. But today, at least online, people can learn. They can learn a lot of things. And when they can learn to plant food, it doesn't take much food to live. It takes water, and if there's not water, you got to move on. So I'm not going to go deep in this, but I'm going to talk about this prosperity poster just because it's a mindset of success and freedom. Success is the journey. It's not the end of the journey, like what's in the bank or what house you're living in or whatever. It's who you become and what your heart is and what your place is in the world. Are you a taker? Are you a giver? Are you a giver and a taker? Are you got the yin and the yang balanced out in your life? I mean, life is out of balance, and life is not really balanced. I mean, there's a centeredness we can have and a connection. And that's where this comes from, this prosperity. So when I have a mindset that money flows to me easily and effortlessly, then I break the resistance. And this is the thing about the secret that people say, oh, it doesn't work. Your mind doesn't work. That's what doesn't work. Your energy isn't working right. So you've got to remove all blockages and be open to receive. Pretty simple. It's hard as hell. I've been working on it all my life. But when you expect the best to happen, then it does. And don't let anything else in. It will happen. It will. It does. There's always parking when you expect it. Number two, every dollar I spend comes back to me mega multiplied. So some people want to hold on to their money and they don't want to spend it. Oh, I don't have it. I mean, sometimes my wife might say through the years, oh, we don't have that. I said, no, go forward, spend it, buy what you need, health, food, whatever it is, then go out and make the money. The mindset is, I will earn it. It's not here now. And that's if you live in that space where it's not here now, how are you ever going to get it? So you've got to have faith in the future of finance, of fun, of freedom, of fitness. And that's what happens in the Total Life Freedom program I'm coming up with. It addresses all three areas of fun, fitness, and finance, or fitness, fun, and finance, any way you want to package it. The freedom part is the exponential component, the summary of those three ramped up, putting it full on. Okay? Yeah, you're going to stumble. Yeah, it's going to hurt. Oh, shit, I screwed up. Oh, man. So what? Get back up, dust it off, and try something not exactly the same way, right? If you keep doing the same thing the same way and try a different results, some people call that insanity. So let's just get back to the point of, well, that didn't work. Okay, let me try this. Well, that didn't work. Well, let me try this. Oh, that worked a little bit. Maybe if I do more of this, it'll work a lot. What didn't work about that part of it? What did work, focus on what worked, do more of it. I'll tell you, that is the secret of building a business for 35 years through hell and high water. My cost of goods, like a taxi driver and a truck driver, their fuel costs went up 300, 400%. They're whining, screaming, oh my God, back in 2008. And our cost of goods went up 1,100%, 11 times the cost of gold and silver. But we figured out, our team and I together, how to get through it. And that's why the course that I have that's coming out for Total Life Freedom, especially right now, when people say, oh no, you got to do what I say. No, you got to do what your heart says and your soul. That's the American freedom way of freedom. That's the spirit of freedom that we all, that's what brings the joy and generates our energy by going out and doing what fires us up, no matter what it is, as long as you're not hurting anybody else. Okay? What you say, what you do, I mean, if it's pointed and it's derogatory, that's different. Don't do it. Do things that people look and they say, oh, wow, that's good. I should be doing that too, right? So we go to number 3. I give my money freely and generously for the good of others. Okay. So when I work on my jewelry, sometimes, like they call it a cost overrun. Well, I don't do those kind of budgets. I make the jewelry, then I figure out how I'm going to pay for it. Okay. I've been doing this, building exclusive collections for over 100 artists around the world, making their lines at no cost and partnering with them. And the next thing I know, they're buying that jewelry and selling it on their websites, and we're selling it, and everybody's prospering. I invest money, I go out on a limb, but I know that when I'm done with their collection, they're going to love it. And that's that. And if they don't, we adjust it, change it, twist it. When they love it, we go out and sell it. But then they want to say, hey, can I buy that and sell it too? Of course you can. Put it in some gold too. Raise the vibe. Get the energy of the sun. Get the energy of the moon, the metal of the moon, silver, the metal of the sun, vibrant gold. Now, number 4, I love what I do, and I do what I love. I'm reading this verbatim. I charge these lines up with my own words. I can post this poster online a little later. We'll get a shot for you so you can see it, and we'll have it posted on social media, and we'll make it as a downloadable document. It belongs to somebody else, but I'm sure they want to share it. If you want to buy one for your own home, I don't even know if they're in existence now. But I love this thing. I would go every day and read it. And I have these posters. You see, there's actually 2 of them in this room. And I've got one downstairs because I want to remember the energy of money is a reflection of my actions. It's not the money that's evil or good. It's me, the user and the creator and the flower of that cash. And that's the same with my mind, that I'm having fun and I'm doing things that serve my body to stay fit, like I do the parallel leveraging. So when I'm riding my bike, I actually ride hands-free and I exercise because I want to leverage about every action I can, called parallel leveraging, a first from Peter Stone. Now, some people confuse that with multitasking. That's damaging. Parallel leveraging is taking something you're doing. I'll talk about this all later. And that'll be in a whole nother training. Parallel leveraging. You want to know how to power up your life. So when you do one thing, you can stack on 3 or 4 other things without being distracted, like multitasking was doing different tasks. Parallel leveraging is doing something similar. I'll talk about it later. Now, I am happy, healthy, prosperous, and free. But I say, I'm happy, healthy, energized, excited, prosperous, and free because I want to power up everything I can in every day I live. And I want to share that with you because the world's in a little bit of a tilt and we need some fire in our soul. We need some fire in our hearts. We need to be lifted up and we need to get outside and we need to dance. You know, you don't know. I'll turn on my phone and I get the headphones and I'm listening to the music and I want to get out in the street just last week and start dancing. Where is everybody? I want to dance. In Thailand, they kind of shut it down a little bit, but in the United States, you got some opening. You got some dance floors open, okay? It's good. Do your dance. Dance your life. Feel the spirit. Listen to the music of your heart and your soul and live into it. That's the life of freedom. Yeah, we got some more cool stuff in it. All right, so I'm in love with it, with life and at peace. So that means wherever I go, no matter what the madness is around me, I can just boom, pull it down and not get sucked into the stuff around me. Same online. I gotta sometimes just shut my phone down and not open it on for a couple of days because some of the stuff that just is bombarding us is not necessarily uplifting. But I guess there's some ways to block it. I haven't found it yet, and I'm doing my best. But here I am, and I've got some spirit, and I hope you do too. Let's do this together. Keep that total life freedom going. Now, I live in the present. It's very important to be present in the moment. The now moment opportunity is the moment you got right now. You can plan for the future, but many people had planned for the future. They didn't plan for a year like 2020, did they? You got to have the best set plans. I'm a really poor planner. I'm a flower. I flow with life. And some of my team, they say, Peter, will you change this? And you change that. I go, yeah, the world has changed. We got to change quick. Oh, well, I'm sorry. So sorry. Life has changed. The river has been redirected. What are you going to do? Just keep doing the same thing, even though you know you're not going to get the results that you originally had intended? No, you better change. You better shift, and you better do it pretty quick. There's a lot of sunken ships. It wasn't any one of mine. And that's the Peter Stone Company after 35 years, too. Still on it, still going, because we move the way we need to move. Find the solution. Is it always easy? No, sometimes really, really, really hard, like any business. Like any business, you go see any videos online, people that have been successful, these entrepreneurs, big ones, Elon Musk, lots of failures, never quit. Never, ever quit, right? That's it. Lift your spirit, step it up. So I remember the present. No, I live in the present, sorry. Remember the past and have faith in the future. And I say have faith in the future of prosperity, abundance, health, and wealth. That is a life of total freedom that I've been living for many, many years. And I hope you have too. And if you're still looking for a little uplift, please click on the link. Make sure that you're subscribed to the YouTube channel and follow us here on Instagram and LinkedIn because I'm going to be posting this. It's 10-day. 10-day. Is it a challenge? Is it a course? It's a informational freedom, total life freedom journey that I will share, that anyone, when they identify a passion, can have. Anyone can have it. Oh, Peter, you're lucky. Well, I am, but I'm lucky because I've chosen to work hard enough to not quit, to keep things going, and to, I mean, I was at my company this morning and doing some accounting numbers last minute, and my house cleaner came yesterday. She doesn't come every day. She came yesterday. And I found this empty thermos. I'm like, well, this thing's just sitting around. And I drop my wife at the office every day. So I said, here, just take this and fill it with a fresh coffee. And when I come and drop my wife off, please fill it and have it. And this coffee, it's my second cup. It's got a line, but it is Thai coffee. And it's like to be grateful for. That the life that we can live, maybe you're living the same thing or in your own way, right? That the things that we're grateful for, a lot of little things, right? Like I'm grateful for all the beautiful palm trees in front of me and the water fountain and those Asian the orchids that are right out here in front of me. I'm so grateful for that. And that with this mindset of abundance and prosperity and expectation, excuse me, a couple of messages came up. Expectation. One simple thing you can do. One thing, one takeaway from this. And keep a lookout really for our emails. You should subscribe for the emails to get into the 10-day program of the emails. And I'll take you to 101 countries, not all of them, but I'll take you on a little bit of a journey of freedom and finance and fun. If you're not on it, you can get on it anytime you want in your own way, the way you want. So please subscribe and sign up for an email at www.peterstone.com. Get on, get in touch with us. We got chat, we have emails, we got our social media. So the one thing is, one takeaway, and I learned this from I saw this from I guess he's kind of a famous guru. And I don't follow gurus, but I read things that really resonate with me. And he said one great thing. He said, expect the best to happen. And it will. And I added to it, be realistic. Be realistic. And expect always the best to happen. And it will. And you say, oh, wow, that thing was awful. Wait, that's the best thing that could happen to you. Why? Some cases, it's a wake-up call. We think what happens to us is good or bad. You know what? Maybe not. But way back in the 80s, when I had my stores in Key West, Florida, I was so stressed about a container load of things I was importing. Broken down ship parts, recycled chips polished up into furniture, broken down from my stores, wondering how I'm going to get it into the country. With there was a lot of technical stuff importing in the day. And I worried myself and I don't use that word very lightly, for 3 weeks trying to, figure this out. And then I forgot about it. And the container ship arrived. I got a phone call. I picked up the container and it was like magic because I forgot about it. And the universe handled all the details. So when we do the footwork and we take the action that we really want the results from, and then just let the universe do it, work. And it's the hardest thing I had to learn, and still let go and realize that whatever is a challenge, big or small, it's good for me, and expect the best to happen out of whatever the situation is right now, right here in the present now moment shall make the future minute, hour, day, week, and year the great thing that it's supposed to be in life. This is Peter Stone saying, hang in and lift yourself up. Expect the best to happen, and it will. Remember, there's always parking. This is Peter Stone. Check it out. We'll see you next week. We'll see you on a few little short clips on social media. And thanks for joining. Have a wonderful sleep if you're in the Western world at the moment. If you're just waking up in Australia, crank that day. Live into your freedom. Expect the best to happen. Thank you.